Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we are going to be covering and recapping Nemostormblood's run through the tournament that Zionic and I hosted in Europe, the Season 1 qualification tournament, which was 120 people, the biggest qualification tournament offered in the world so far. To be fair, it's only been in Chicago and in Dortmund, but still much bigger than the other ones, which had 46 individuals. Nemostormblood is one of the highest ranked trainers in Europe, especially after winning this tournament, and he performed really well. And he was one of the Season 1 finalists, and he went 2-1, I believe, in his group stage, just barely missing out on advancing. So, anyways, let's take a look at his matches. So he is running Vigoroth, Noctowl, Alolan Golem, Venusaur, Lantern, and Vespiquen. And he's up against Qwerty with Vigoroth. Very similar team, except for instead of Vespiquen, he's running Beedrill. So he's locking in with his Vespiquen, Vigoroth, Lantern team. Assuming that if he runs into the Graveler or Noctowl, I guess the other team opponent has Graveler as well. Okay, so not a positive matchup to start with. So he's going to come in here with Vigoroth. Vigoroth is always a very safe switch, especially when your opponent doesn't have Heracross. So you end up having this tremendous, like basically has two body slams ready to go. This tremendous energy advantage. And he's going to be able to click another body slam before this Vigoroth's even barely able to get any counters off. And then this is going to definitely help because Vigoroth is a machine. And so he's going to put up the shield here. And then probably going to try to feint down with counters here, which he should be able to just barely do. Looks like his opponent lagged a little bit, but it would probably be just one less counter. Wasn't able to get to another body slam anyways. And his opponent comes back in with Lantern. And just going to keep pounding away. I expect the Thunderbolt to come very soon. Oh, wow. Jesus. This Vigoroth is just a machine right now. That's why Vigoroth is such a good switch in. No way. No way. Able to feint down without... Maybe this Lantern only has one charge move. But here he runs into Graveler. And we're able to burn the last shield. And it's pretty much GG's right here. Because he can just come in here with Lantern and basically just water gun it down. Probably doesn't even necessarily need to do the charge move here. Wouldn't even need the shield here. Even if this was Stone Edge, it still wouldn't KO the Lantern. But probably just going to do the Thunderbolt just to finish it off. So able to take the first match in relatively easy fashion there. Certainly would have been a little closer if that Lantern got off a Thunderbolt or Hydro Pump to burn the shield. Well, nice. Complete the quest there. It's three extra rare candy. So GG there. All right. Let's take a look at match number 2. And let's see here. And let's see if he decides to change up his strategy at all. And he has interesting Pokemon name. I'm not sure what necessarily the story behind it is. But he's going to lead with... He's going to have Vespa... Oh, okay. Nope. He's just going to come back in with the same 3 Pokemon. Vespiquen didn't really do too much in that first match. And this is a very positive matchup for Vespiquen. Vespiquen is so tanky. So his opponent switches out to Lantern. He's going to switch out to Vigoroth. This Lantern has some energy built up. Let's see here if it's able to get a charge move off this time. Or whether or not maybe it only has Hydro Pump. That's my speculation. Let's see here. It might, if it doesn't get off another charge move, I'm going to assume that it's Hydro Pump. But looks like it's Thunderbolt. Yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't get off the Thunderbolt last time. Definitely had enough energy. And he's just going to faint down and just build up a tremendous amount of energy. Maybe didn't want to risk it there, having to burn another shield. Maybe smart. That's probably smart play. And still has like 1 3/4 body slams ready to go. And he's going to try to burn as many shields here as possible. And should be able to get to another body slam relatively easily here. There you go. And maybe able to get to another one if he decides to shield, but he might just let his Vigoroth go and let Vespiquen do some work. Oh, man, he might win this matchup. Nope, he's just going to let his Vespiquen farm up this Vigoroth, which is a smart move. Alright, because this Vespiquen can build up a ton of energy. He's going to switch out to Beedrill. Yeah, this is like in 2 shield. I think it's favorable for Beedrill, but it does have to bait. Or actually, I don't even think it has to be. I think it just has to hit the Sludge Bomb, which is going to do a ton of damage here. He's going to burn the last shield here. He might not even necessarily even have to shield this Lantern. No, I think he's just going to let these water guns do a ton of damage here. And 3, 4, but this is pretty close to another X Scissor. I'm thinking he's gonna oh, it looks like he's probably just gonna Power Gem here. He's gonna Power Gem this Beedrill, which will KO it, and then obviously a pretty easy win against this Vigoroth. And GG's there, really dominant first round. So good job. And now we move on to the second round here against Ferdado. And he has Heracross, Lantern, Alolan Golem, Vigoroth, Beedrill, and Noctowl. So no grass here. So he leads off here. This is like generally a favorable matchup for Beedrill. Looks like his opponent lagged a little bit. Probably won't make too big a difference here. Beedrill should get to Sludge Bomb before Vespiquen's able to get to, but it looks like he tried to just bait it. And he's just going to go straight for the Power Gem here. Sludge Bomb would do a ton of damage to Vespiquen. So let's see here. If he decides to shield it, he does. Alright. And looks like he's going to try to go for another one. Definitely Sludge Bomb would KO here. So he correctly shielded. So he's able to correctly predict the bait, which is pretty huge. I expect like an X Scissor to come if no shields come up here. Let's see here. Just going to go straight for it and actually end up winning that matchup, which is not too common. Generally, people would prefer Beedrill in that matchup here. And then Alolan Golem just absolutely wrecks it. Be curious on whether he goes Lantern or Vigoroth. I'm assuming Vigoroth. Nope, he's going to come Lantern here. Nope, okay. Well, I'm not sure what this Alolan Golem is doing. It's not even going to do a charge move. Okay, it does do a charge move. Shield comes up, goes for Stone Edge. This Lantern has a ton of energy built up. He must have something weak to maybe Noctowl? Nope, has a Vigoroth. Interesting. I'm surprised the Vigoroth switch didn't happen right away. And then should be able to... Oh. Yeah, this is a weird matchup, but... Alright, let's see. I think his opponent lagging a little bit, but it wouldn't change the outcome of the match anyway, so. And then he's just going to come in here correctly with Vigoroth and finish it up before even able to get to another body slam. So GG's in that first match. I know, which is probably why he withdrawed. I know he was lagging a ton in that matchup, which is probably why he left. It was like, this is like around the time that everyone was leaving the park, which is why it was so laggy there. Basically, Go Fest ended at like around 7, so a lot of people were leaving the park, and it was just causing tremendous lag because we were right by like a subway or train station, where they call it over there. All right, let's see here. Yeah. So lag played a little bit into that matchup, but Nemostormblood did have was able to out strategize his opponent in the Vespa Queen beam drill matchup, which is very critical. Generally, that matchup does favor Beedrill again because it's able to get the Sludge Bomb faster than Vespa Queen is able to get to a Power Gem. So let's see here. He's gonna switch it up. Nope, looks like he's just doing that to trick his opponent. And let's see here how this strategy plays out. I think he's just waiting for his opponent to lock in, or thinking about it, or I think he's giving his opponent chargeable priority. That's why he's waiting for his opponent to lock in first. So, okay, so they're locked in, and let's see how they do. So he leads with Vespa Queen again against Lantern. Not a favorable matchup. I'm just going to switch to Vigoroth here. And unless his opponent has Heracross, this is a very unfavorable matchup. Oh, it comes in with Noctowl. Okay, that's a strange strategy there. But has 2 anti-Vespa Queen counters there. Yeah, his opponent's definitely lagging. Don't worry, I watched the finals. He has some pretty quality matches later on, but certainly this match here is pretty riddled with lag. Yeah. Let's just move on to the next match because I think he definitely won this match. His opponent, this is pretty unplayable for his opponent, which is probably why he left. So let's move on to round number 3 here. He's up against Trek Jetback Fets. I have no idea what it is. This opponent has Vigoroth, Fortress, Cradily, Noctowl, Venomoth, Alolan Golem, which is actually a pretty interesting lineup here. So let's see here how he fares. So he's again probably running the same lineup here. This matchup does favor Fortress, but certainly that Power Gem is going to do a ton of damage to Fortress. But Rock Tomb would KO, and this is probably Heavy Slam. It's too early to be Rock Tomb. Heavy Slam is going to still do a decent amount here. This Power Gem is going to do a lot of damage here. Let's see if it shields. But let's see here. Because he's definitely going to get to a Heavy Slam. Let's try. Oh, there you go. He's going to come in here with X Scissor. Does that make sense? It doesn't really make too much sense. The Heavy Slam's 40. That's 80. What's Power Gem? 60? 65 or something. Anyways, the matchup didn't make too much sense, but the Fortress ended up winning there, getting switch advantage. I'm curious on what he's going to come with. Comes in here with Vigoroth. This Vigoroth has he's going to mirror Vigoroth, but the Vigoroth with an energy advantage is definitely going to win. Because that Bug Bite barely did any damage to it. Oh, it decides not to shield there. But piggybacks there, as you can see there. So might actually come out with a head-on energy here. But he decides to switch here into Noctowl. Interesting. He's going to build up some energy here, trying to bait out. Beautiful switch there. Want to build up the energy because knowing that those wing attacks are not going to do a ton of damage to it. And then let's see how this plays out here. Trek was probably... actually, I don't know. Knowing the team comp here, gonna hit the Thunderbolt here. Let's see if the shield comes up or not. Probably a mistake of a shield, to be honest. I know it's super close to Sky Attack here, but just like really gonna allow. Actually, I don't know. It's gonna be pretty close here. Oh man, if he was able to commit to faking down with the Sky Attack, yeah, just gonna build up energy here. This Vigoroth has no energy left, so these body slams are just gonna come in and KO it. So well played, especially with the energy buildup. Oh my gosh, this Vigoroth actually survived, but it didn't matter. That Vigoroth already did a body slam beforehand, piggybacked and switched, which means they had no energy left anyway. So that was a winning matchup, regardless. But curious on why Trek decided to switch, because he did successfully piggyback, which means that he probably would have won tied or would have won to the next charge move. And then if he ended up winning, he would have basically have a Vigoroth. He would essentially have a Vigoroth against like a 40% health Vigoroth versus the Lantern, and a one shield advantage. So probably could have bulldozed the Lantern, and Lantern has to decide whether or not it wants a Thunderbolt or try to feint down with water guns. But like with two body slams or one bulldoze, would have did a ton of damage and probably would have put it in range for potentially like 2 Sky Attacks plus the wing attacks. So anyways, curious strategy there, especially after like a very nice piggyback there. But Nemo definitely choosing to stay in and then switch baiting the Sky Attack was so key, especially like your opponent really wants to hit that Sky Attack to KO the Vigoroth, which would basically turn the tides of the game. So anyways, coming out here with the same team, Cradily versus these bug bites are neutral. So I have to switch out here to alright, I'm not okay. I guess that makes sense. I guess Cradily generally losing matchup to it because it's an infestation bug would be resisted by Vespiquen. So he's gonna come here straightforward, just gonna hit this Thunderbolt here. And gonna build up a little bit of energy here, and then gonna hit the Thunderbolt basically one turn before the Sky Attack. So nice play. Obviously Nemo's master at counting at this one time. These are neutral here. Grass Knot probably not gonna, just gonna let it go there. And then you're probably gonna come back here with Vigoroth to farm up against this Cradily. Yep, there you go. Cradily is still able to tank these counters pretty well here. And then switch back to Vespiquen. Beautiful switch there, like just able to predict it very well there. And yeah, this Size of Shield came up here because it definitely could tank this body slam here. And they're gonna hit it with X Scissor here. Expect the shield to come up on the opposing Vigoroth. Yep, and then another body slam is going to come here. No shield? Yeah, definitely no shield here. I guess it would have had to shield anyway, so whether it's the first or second one doesn't make a huge difference. It could have chose like not to shield either one, but then would have put it in range for that Vigoroth to farm up against that Cradily. Curious move here. I'm assuming this is Grass Knot. Yeah. And then I expect the shield to come up here because Cradily is super low on health. Gonna switch to Vigoroth here, who has the Body Slam ready to go. This is not gonna KO the Cradily resist Body Slam, but put it pretty low health. And that's GG's there. So really well played there. Nice strategy. And we're gonna move on to the next match against I'm the One Who Knocks, using Noctowl, Vigoroth, Graveler, Venusaur, Lantern, and Vespiquen. And again, running that same strategy, Vespiquen, Lantern, and Vigoroth. A very dominant strategy there because, again, Vigoroth is a super safe switch here. So banking on the positive matchup with Vespiquen, if not, going to switch over to Vigoroth. And Vigoroth is a very safe switch, especially if they don't have a very strong Vigoroth counter. In this case, I'm the One Who Knocks has Vespiquen, which is potentially a Pokemon that you could have as well. So again, here I expect to switch out to Vigoroth. Again, Vigoroth with an energy lead, unless it's Heracross, is going to dominate pretty big. And then against the shiny Vigoroth here. But you'll see how much of a difference, how much energy this Vigoroth has gained. It's going to be already have 2 Body Slams, which is going to burn both shields here, and is still going to win out this matchup. I expect a shield here, and then I expect a Body Slam here, and then not to shield the next one and just farm up with Vespiquen. Or maybe going to try to take the switch advantage here. Let's see here. Maybe shield, actually. This Vigoroth should get to the Body Slam. Nope. Surprised there, actually. But got the switch. Look at this. How crazy is this? How does this make any sense? This Vigoroth up 1 shield and got the switch advantage here. So this is going to be a tough matchup here. Actually, it should be okay. This Lantern is definitely going to come in here. Oh, Jesus, really? Probably going to try to bait out the... maybe not come Lantern, because... that makes sense. Because it doesn't want the... I don't know. Like, yeah, here comes the Noctowl. This Noctowl is going to get ruined by this Lantern. I guess either strategy works there. His team comp's definitely superior to his opponents. And this Psychic is going to do a ton of damage, so. But not enough. And then get a Thunderbolt here. Up a shield is really huge. That's why I thought he was going to come in with Lantern. Just because the up 1 shield means that you could farm and just hit Thunderbolt. But again, this Vespiquen is going to have a better matchup against Lantern with Water Gun than against the Noctowl with Wing Attack. And Vespiquen versus Lantern is like not actually that bad of a matchup, especially with shields up. All right. So we're watching some like pretty high level gameplay there. The switch in with Vigoroth is so key, and yeah, so key and clutch. So let's see here. Again, he's gonna do the same strategy here. Gonna fake out his opponent by just tapping some of his Pokemon. Like really, just gonna come with the same team composition here. I saw this a couple times in the European, maybe this is a European thing, but I definitely saw So season 1 championships, they like to like just click around their Pokemon and maybe try to confuse their opponent. So here, again, that's switching to, unless they have like mirroring. So obviously this is a very dominant matchup here. And I'm gonna come here with Rock Boys, able to see it. You know, see the health just chucking down here. I expect them just to counter it down. Shield comes up. This is gonna be Rock Blast here. And then I expect a Body Slam. He's going to tap Body Slam right away. Yep, there you go. Here comes Venusaur. This Venusaur is going to get a Hurden. Oh, Razor Leaf. Razor Leaf Venusaur. Super interesting. Okay, interesting. Is it going to be... Yeah, it's going to get to another Body Slam here. This is so crazy here. And gonna basically faint down this Venusaur. Or tie, or... couldn't come Vespa Queen here. Obviously. The switch clock is already up, so... But it's just good practice to wait it out here. And then instantly gonna faint it. I expect Vigoroth. Yeah, Vigoroth here. Gonna X-Scissor here. Shield should come up. And then it's basically GG's here. Even no shield here. Could even switch into Lantern and land the Hydro Pump pretty safely. That's actually at 0 energy. And gonna X-Scissor here. Just gonna do a decent amount of damage here. Even without the shield here, can safely like basically water gun this this thing down here. Gonna switch out, which makes sense, and then basically you can just water gun this down. I don't think it'll even get to the Thunderbolts. Maybe it will. Shield's gonna come up here. Maybe get to like the Thunderbolt, like one counter, one water gun before. Yeah, there you go. Just finish it off there. So GG there. So again, demonstrating how dominant a switch in Vigoroth is. Vespa Queen. Don't here against Raging Taz. Raging Taz is the European Season 1 champion. He has Heracross, which is going to make this matchup a little tougher, potentially, when you're switching with Vigoroth. This matchup's okay here. But decides to switch out. Maybe he's worried that... come here, man. It's so dangerous to switch into a Vigoroth with energy with another Vigoroth. You're like way too slow at switching, which is he's gonna shield here, and then he potentially could be in range of just countering down this Vigoroth. Let's see here. Yeah, he's definitely gonna counter down this Vigoroth. Let's see here. Potential under tap on Raging Taz's side could have got to it, but probably not. As soon as it hits red, it's within range of being just countered down. And I'm going to hit this continuous body slams on this. And he has Lantern in the back, which is not going to like the Earthquake, potential Earthquake. Super close to another one. So let's see here. If he comes Lantern. Maybe Lantern switch into... Oh, no, coming up Vespa Queen here. Heavy Slam. Oh, he tried to switch into Lantern. I thought he was going to go reverse. Ooh, man, just banking on that. It's not Lantern here. Gonna mirror here. Interesting play there. Curious how this is gonna play out, actually. Yeah, like, man, Raging Taz is definitely on the upper side here. Let's see here. Gonna Thunderbolt here. Just gonna let it go. And then this X Scissor here. I don't even know if you necessarily shield this X Scissor. I guess you do. Because, oh wow. This is a pretty... These bug bites are doing a ton of damage here. Gonna shield here. And then might even switch to Fortress. Gonna put the shield up here. Maybe the better strategy was not to actually... The better strategy was actually by raising Taz was probably not to do the Thunderbolt at all. Because you'll see how really close this was. That's definitely a 1 water gun difference. And if actually choosing not to water gun, not to Thunderbolt and just straight water gun, probably would have been the more dominant strategy. Because there's no way you're going to get to another charge move unless you thought you could get to a charge move with Fortress. And if that's the case, then you need to switch out right after an X Scissor comes, so that way that you're closer to the charge move than your opponent. But super close match, as you can see here. These are two incredible opponents there. Raging Taz was able to recover from switching in, which is probably, I don't know if it's a mistake, like just like being slow on that switch against Vigoroth. So they're probably just talking it out right now. I'm just gonna speed it up here. You can see Raging Taz is gonna take a while to think about it here. He's gonna lock in the same team here. Really close, ridiculously close match. But at that point in time, like Raging Taz, you know, there's a lot when you're going through like that little of health. So here, it's dominant matchup for Vespa Queen. Gonna come here, switch to Lantern. I'm assuming this knocked out here is gonna hit a Psychic. And the Psychic is gonna do a decent chunk. And let's see here whether or not he decides to Thunderbolt. This is going to be a Sky Attack here. Too soon for another Psychic. And really farming this down, probably at like 90 energy, so should be halfway up this Thunderbolt. Maybe a little more. Ooh, decides to come. Not sure I necessarily agree with that strategy. I think the Vigoroth had a chance to potentially fade it down beforehand, but it's also going to resist these water guns, which is pretty key as well. I'm assuming going to come Vigoroth here. And Thunderbolt here. Maybe going to try to burn both shields here. He's expecting to switch out. Looks like Taz is not playing around with that switch out. And probably gonna... I'm expecting the switch out after this body slam. Gonna burn the last shield, and then probably gonna come in here with Vigoroth. Yeah, and then gonna body slam. But it's like kind of a little too late at this point in time. This Vespa Queen here. He's gonna be able to KO this Vespa Queen. Maybe I don't know actually. Here's one body slam. A second body slam should come, but this X Scissor won't fade down Vigoroth, but these bug bites might though. Actually, no. X Scissor is gonna faint at this health or get super close, and then should be able to land one more body slam here. But it's pretty much GG's right here. It was a valiant fight. coming from behind, and then this body slam is going to KO this Lantern. So you can see here these two Titans have very close matchups, and that's how it happens when you battle the best. Even when you have a pretty significant lead advantage, it can result in a matchup like that. So GG's there. His next matchup, this is split into two parts for some reason, assuming just because of the recording. He's going up against Marco 2 Sir 5 with an interesting team composition here with Victory Bell, Alolan Graveler, Noctowl, Vigoroth, Heracross, and Lantern. Let's see here how these two played out. Basically, the Vigoroth switch in is like so dominating. If you're too slow on the switch, or you don't have like a more dominant switch in, like if you switch in with Beedrill or Vespiquen, or Heracross, you can be a little bit later, especially with Vespiquen. You can be a little bit later on the switch in and still be okay. But if you mirror and you're late on the switch in, and especially if they're using like Noctowl, it's a little bit different if they're using Alolan Graveler, just because like these rock throws are going to do a ton of damage. Gonna come here with Victory Bell. This Victory Bell is like still a little slow. You're gonna have to burn a shield and these body slams are doing a ton of damage. I expect the shield to come up here and then finish off with Razor Leafs here. But it's only going to be able to get to a Leaf Blade here. So Vespiquen is going to come here and not feel that endangered by any of the charge moves here. Yeah, this Leaf Blade is going to do Acid Spray. Oh man, I look like an idiot now. These Leaf Blades are definitely going to hurt, and it's going to have to like immediately switch out. And then going to switch again to what though? Like Noctowl? No, Vigoroth. I should have guessed Vigoroth. But up 2 shields. And this Thunderbolt. Yeah, I don't know. Again, this looks pretty favorable to Nemo here. Maybe probably doesn't even shield. Oh, it does shield here. Body slam. Can it get to another body slam though? That's the question here. Doesn't look like it, and this should KO. And then gonna come here with Rock Blast, which is not gonna be enough to KO it. But put in like pretty critical health here. Basically this Lantern's look to get enough to close enough to X Scissor to fade it down. This is gonna be this X Scissor is gonna KO it for sure. So GG there. Very close match. Very, very close match. In fact, even using this is where like IVs don't necessarily matter. He's using a lucky Lantern, which means that its IVs compositions are not going to be that great. But again, IVs matter, but superior strategy and technique and skill matter way more than IVs. So let's see here again, doing the strategy of like scrambling his Pokemon, but just coming up with the same team composition again. All right. Let's see here. They should be starting the match pretty shortly. I think he's waiting for his opponent to lock in first, so they get priority. All right. All right. Okay. So again, very dominant. This should be. He's just probably switch into Graveler. Oh no, Noctowl. Gonna come in here with Lantern. And basically gonna let the strategy here is just basically let this Noctowl chip away as much health from the Lantern as possible. Like probably gonna even willing to eat another Sky Attack here. In this case, like you should actually debate going double Psychic and trying to KO this. And he's basically gonna get to 100 energy to avoid the Victory Bell from farming it. And this Victory Bell is basically gonna KO it almost right away. Gonna come in here with Vespa Queen for sure. Just waiting at the clock here. And yeah, I'm just gonna farm up a ton of energy against it. Though these Razor Leafs are still hurting, even though they're double resisted. And probably gonna land the so close to landing the Acid Spray, but Nemo is just too smart. Here comes Acid Spray. But it's kind of like a little too late at this point in time. I'm not sure if it was worth burning a shield for. That's funny animation there. Gonna try to piggyback here, assuming that's why Marco should have beat it to the body slam. I'm not sure why the shield didn't come up there, because he's gonna be able to basically feign him down with counters at this point in time. Oh, maybe not. But now they should be Nemo should be ahead on energy, but can be able to KO. And then this Victory Bell, super low health. Definitely should have shielded the Vigoroth, because could have potentially won the match here. These Razor Leafs are going to do a ton of damage, but not quite enough. Yeah, I think the shield on the Vigoroth was potentially the only way out, but Nemo just shows why he's so dominant in this matchup. And we move on to the finals here against Kev Killer, another Season 1 finalist here. But Nemo just really demonstrating the understanding of the switch advantage and how slow your opponent might be at switching, and that if they don't come in with like a hard counter, let's see here what he's doing. And, if any of you guys are Danish, please tell me what that's actually saying here. But I'm assuming he's just going to come with the same team. So, but yeah, just demonstrating how understanding of how good of a switch-in Vigoroth is. But a little dangerous if they have Vespa Queen and Heracross, which are two of the hardest counters against Vigoroth. But even then, a Heracross too slow. It's definitely going to have to burn a shield and is going to get farmed up anyway. So here's a dominating matchup here. Switch out here. Is this match sped up or something? I don't know. This is basically just going to farm this Graveler up. Going to shield here. Going for the Stone Edge, which is like, you're not going to get to 2 Rock Blasts anyway, so probably the more appropriate move here. Expect the Venusaur to come back out, and then this can be met with 2 Body Slams right away. And here comes the Body Slam. Here comes another Body Slam. And it actually has energy remaining, so probably going to beat this Venusaur to another charge move here. And there you go. I expect the shield to come up on this Venusaur. And then gonna fade down here with Frenzy Plant. But this Vespa Queen's just basically gonna just farm it up. I saw this match live, so I already know exactly how this is gonna go. I don't even think he actually even gets past his next Pokemon here. Yeah, this is pretty much GG's right here. Yeah, up a shield here. These Kev Killer is going to look to try to piggyback here because he definitely had enough energy already to body slam. Nope, maybe he didn't. I'm not really sure what he's doing here. Maybe double body slam here? Yeah, tried to double body slam there. Probably would have been better off piggybacking. And it's pretty much a wrap here. It's going to get to another body slam here. Or try to get to a bulldoze. Body slam. Probably try to get to a bulldoze, but realized it was far too late. As you can see there, was it was a valiant effort for sure, but a little too late. You can see here, this would be what I consider a convincing win amongst the elite players. So even when you have like a pretty big lead advantage, you can see how that necessarily plays out. Great players are able to build up like team compositions that, if you're lucky or build right enough energy or any of that stuff can result in a much closer matchup. So they're rescanning here. He's basically looking at his team, but he's basically going to go with the same team composition. We already know how this rolls. Nemo dominating is just showing why Vigoroth as a switch-in is like one of the most dangerous switch-ins in the entire game. I can't think of another Pokemon that is able to switch in and if it gets off 3 fast moves is basically safe versus any other Pokemon, or going to come out with like either an even matchup at worst, or like what I mean by that is that if Heracross comes in, it's going to be able to land potentially 2 body slams off, especially if they're coming with Noctowl. If they come in like switching in on a Alolan Graveler, those rock throws would hurt. But if coming in with a Noctowl and switching in, it's going to come with 2 body slams, which is going to either burn both shields or put it at super, or basically KO it, or low health and 1 shield. So he comes in here with Graveler. Going to switch in with the Lantern here. I'm surprised he didn't come in with Vigoroth, but this is fine too. Going to come in here with Stone Edge. Or Thunderbolt. Oh, Thunderbolt, Stone Edge. Ew. I would definitely did Rock Blast. Thunderbolt doesn't really necessarily do anything for you. That because actually Stone Edge would have did more damage than Thunderbolt. But when it's Lantern coming in, you could potentially get off 2 Rock Blasts. Gonna Hydro Pump here. And it's gonna do so much damage there. Man, potentially should have shielded there. Could have shielded there and then farmed up against the Lantern. And then potentially hit like 2 Sludge Bombs versus the Vespa Queen. And basically Venusaur gets deleted there. And I expect this to be Vigoroth here. That's like basically your only play is like to shield there, farm up enough. Farm up enough to then land 2 Sludge Bombs, or maybe fake out with Frenzy Plant, and then go for, if you double fake out Frenzy Plant and then hit with Sludge Bomb, maybe, and then end up with the Vigoroth matchup then. But gambling and not shielding is like a little too risky. especially you're not going to win this team composition here, and you're basically left with both shields there not used. So GG there. So Nemo, amazing gameplay. Basically running through the entire tournament there. 7 rounds, undefeated. Got his ace ranked trainer there, and basically using the same team: Vespiquen, Vigoroth, and Lantern there, and just showing how dominant Vigoroth is a switch in, and how much damage and how bulky Vespiquen is. So really amazing gameplay. Hopefully everyone had a chance to learn a few things. I'm gonna link Nemo's Twitter down in the description. Definitely give him a follow. Definitely a trainer that you definitely want to follow on his journey, because he's gonna go off and do amazing things. So and thank you, Nemo, for sharing this video content with me. And I look forward to battling you in the future. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see everyone in the next video.